cult members from Welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And this is going to be our trailer reaction for Mortal Kombat! We actually discussed this earlier today. I have a little bit more knowledge than I think she does about Mortal Kombat, but we are in no ways experts on any of this.
I think I saw the original movie maybe twice, maybe like once and a half.
Did the kids play the game kind of thing? Like,
I think I've seen it in the arcade or whatever.
Yeah. I'll get into that
It's
part
a side scroll game, right?
Yeah. So I'll get into that part later. But so we're interested in this to see how we're going to react to it because again, we don't know. So here we go. Mortal Kombat. I gotta find
Mortal Kombat.
And go. Ooh.
First learned about this 7 years ago.
Red.
It's red.
On a mission in Brazil.
I don't know what that means.
To capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds.
It's all.
Oh, cool.
The target has superhuman abilities.
Oh, that's not cool, but that's cool.
That's
It had the same marking you do, Cole.
Stadust App.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world
Nope.
reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known.
Who was that?
As Mortal Kombat.
Didn't Hawkeye kill him?
These are your champions.
I'm Sonya.
Get over here.
Kano.
I'm Liu Kang. Name's Jax. Kung Lao.
Lord Raiden. The fate of Earth is in our hands.
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground,
That's cool.
we will not fail. Kill them.
Kill them all. Right.
Nice.
Nice.
So bad. Right? Oh, cheating.
There you go.
You fucking beauty.
All right. I mean, it looks good. It looks obviously way better than the last one because the last one was.
They're taking it seriously.
Yeah,
Like they're taking
yeah.
the
I mean,
concept
just,
of it.
yeah, the CGI and everything. When was that one? Like in the 90s?
I want to say like 94, 93.
Yeah, it was
maybe
kind of much
something
more
like
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or
Yeah.
kind of that.
It was that time period when they were like, all these kids love these arcade games. We need to make movies out of them, and they just didn't understand them. Like they just didn't understand why we loved them so much.
Well, and there was for the longest time, like if you turned a video game into a movie, it was destined to bomb. I mean, they couldn't do it, and it's gotten. I think we've actually seen was it the Disney Plus, like the after shows or whatever, where they were talking about how it was not Mandalorian, but they were talking how they were using the video game engine
Yes, that was Jon Favreau talking about the video game engine to do a lot of the mocap and stuff like that.
Yeah, because video game,
yeah.
their CGI stuff was so much more advanced than the movies.
Yeah.
And now I guess they finally figured out how to use that to actually make a movie.
The big thing with like a lot of the problem with a lot of the video game movies that they've done in the past is that the video game itself has 60, 70, 80 hours of gameplay and storytelling to do, and they're trying to wedge all of that into a 2.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
I love the Assassin's Creed series of games. I'm playing Valhalla right now. I'm about 60, almost 70 hours into it. And you can't tell that story, that Assassin's Creed story, in a 2.5-hour movie,
right,
even if you have Michael Fassbender.
Right.
And so the problem that they've done in the past is they've picked these big scope movies and tried to wedge them into. They're trying to put a really big basketball into a golf putting cup.
Yeah.
You know? And you just can't do it.
Yeah.
Something like this, and like Sonic did pretty well too, is the base of the story is fairly simple.
Right.
And
if you can get the bad guys in there and the good guys in there and have a fight.
Now, a lot of the modern Mortal Kombat games, I think they're on it's like Final Destiny 7 version 12, like kind of thing. But the modern ones have a lot more story to it. But the original, back and forth side scroll arcade game that was in the arcade that I used to go play, like the story to that is there's a tournament, here's our heroes, go.
Yeah.
And if you take that concept and bring in Sonya Blade and Kano and Scorpio and then Sub-Zero, like you bring all those in and you give them all a little bit of a backstory where you actually let the opening scene. We had something like this happen 7 years ago when we went to go find a fugitive, and so you give all those characters a backstory. Then you have a chance at it being good, and they're taking it serious.
Yeah, yeah. And it looked like I recognized a lot of the bad guys. So I think that's probably, like I said, that's the big, you got to have the good guys that we recognize from the game and the bad guys that we recognize from the game. And everything else is pretty easy.
And the things, too, at least what they're showing in this trailer, is Sub-Zero's ice forming looks awesome.
Yeah, it does.
And Scorpion's backstory of him throwing the knife on the rope, and then like all of that, like that's all practical.
Yeah.
And so that's actually a real martial art. And so that part, I don't remember what it's called, but that like so you could take a lot of the practical fighting stuff and enhance it with different things.
Yeah.
And so that concept is really cool.
Yeah.
I've actually known about this movie for a little while. The guy who's one of the main producers on this movie was on Collider Live back when Collider Live was around, and he talked about how this was their Star Wars. This was their, to use what's going on right now with Cobra Kai, the guys who do Cobra Kai, it's their holy grail.
Okay.
And so with that concept, they are wanting to be faithful to the original, but also make it work.
The best movie that they can.
They want to like the guys that did Cobra Kai, like they were never going to fail with that show because they cared about it so much.
Yeah.
And these guys that are doing this are the same exact way.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm even more excited about it. Now, are we super kung fu-y martial art movie people? Yeah.
We've watched our share.
We've watched our share, but it's not like it's not a genre that is a go-to thing to us.
Right.
Like, we didn't rush out to see The Raid, and we were way late to the party with The Raid.
Yeah.
But we can appreciate that genre of movie.
Yeah.
And if you're going to take it seriously and add some fantasy elements to it, I'm going to be really excited because
well, and Disney, or not Disney, No, this is Warner Brothers, isn't it?
This is it's going to HBO Max.
Right,
but
but
I
it's
think Warner Brothers is the distribution and not the production company.
Okay. Because I was going to say Warner Brothers has a history of sticking their fingers in the pies and messing everything up.
Right, right. And I'm looking. I've got it on IMDb, but it doesn't really necessarily tell us what the production company is. The production was one group and the distribution was Warner Brothers.
Right.
So I think that's why they're getting away with able to do a little bit more of the, Sub-Zero kills a guy or tries to kill a scorpion with the blood.
Right.
And so you can, if that was Warner Brothers, they would probably try to tone it down a little bit to get a PG-13 rating.
Right.
And I feel to do this movie right, you have to do it raw.
Yeah, the
game is bloody.
Violent game. Yeah,
the game is violent and bloody, so you need to do that. I think the trailer that we have is the Red Band trailer, which is even though it says approved for all audiences, it's
that's why it was red.
Warning, warning, warning. Your 8-year-old probably shouldn't see this, even though he's playing Mortal Kombat on the Switch in his bedroom. Being a kid who knows, when I was a kid and I used to go to the arcade, yes, kids, there is a place where you would go stand in a building and play individual games in little cabinets, and you put these things called quarters in the slot. You usually have to steal the quarters out of your mom's purse and stuff. But when I would go to the arcade, the Mortal Kombat game always had 10 people standing around.
Yeah.
And I was terrible at it, so I never played it. I went and played Galaga or Miss Pac-Man or Spy Hunter or whatever.
Yeah.
So I know, like I said, I know the game, but the concept was always intriguing to me.
Yeah.
And so that's why, again, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
No. It looks good.
And I think it's at April 19th.
Yeah, I think it's at April.
And HBO Max. So, April 16th. Sorry. So, HBO Max, if you have that, and in select theaters, we're not quite to theater stuff here in the States. We're close-ish, but this would have been go see in
a big
weekend.
screen.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on if it's good, I might be talked into going over the summer if things are better, and just to watch it on the big screen, like Dolby or the IMAX or something, just to see.
I think it is actually coming to IMAX, so that would be kind of interesting. Giant splatter across the screen. Let us know what you thought of this trailer and our reaction to it in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and follow us on all the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitters. And until next time, cult members, good afternoon, good evening, and get over here!